The research vessel I was on, they were using this type of technology to transfer scientists and operators from their bodies there on the ship to pass them onto these avatar-type bodies that were off in ships and other star systems.
Absolutely. This is so true. I'm so glad you brought this up. Yeah. I probably would never have talked about it. And what I have witnessed is them doing that here and then putting it into a body like in New Zealand or Australia.
Right.
And so we're talking like Bluetooth gone wild here of taking someone's consciousness and like shooting it, you know, actually through the Earth to this other part of the planet and infusing
if that body gets injured, do you feel the pain as if it was your own body?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and they're broadcasting their consciousness through the cosmic web, the same portal system that they use for travel.
Are you aware of your physical body? Or
yes.
It's just
it's no different than if you were to be in my body, you would know everything about me as far as the physical, everything. And if I was in you, I would be.
No, I guess what I'm saying is if you're in a chair and you're in an avatar somewhere else.
You don't have a bilocal.
Are you aware of the chair?
Oh, no, it's not bilocal.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is just complete, you know, your transformation of consciousness goes from this body to a totally different body. So this body now is just a cold slate. You know, it's just sitting here. It could be put in suspended animation. I've seen that done. A lot of times these jumpers, we call them jumpers, that do this all the time, actually they might just dispose of that body and keep going. And that messes things up, by the way.
It does. There's a type of portal that works that way. They call it the Xerox room, where people go in and an exact duplicate is sent at another location, is created. And as a part of the process, this one is destroyed. There's like, after they say, yes, they have arrived safely at this location, a signal goes back that automatically vaporizes the being on this side.
Right. Wow. That's pretty intense. I know that by killing the body that you left on a astral, spiritual, and conscious level, you know, you're separated from your old body, but you still have these harmonics and frequency of that body still in that body. So there's a piece of you still there.
It's also like making many copies of the same file. You start to lose. There's degradation that occurs.
Exactly, and that's the same thing that happens in growing cells and regeneration. You keep losing when you're doing it in a petri dish compared to someone's body. You always, you know, lose a little bit of that cellular integrity.
Sometimes I think, Emery, pop culture references, like in popular movies, can become almost ingrained belief systems that could be very hard to unwind. And I remember when I watched The Matrix, it didn't sit right with me. I know they were trying to create Jeopardy, but you remember the scene where Keanu goes, "If you die in the Matrix, do you die here?"
Right.
And then Morpheus goes, "The body cannot live without the mind."
Right.
And I'm like thinking, wait a minute. If you die in the Matrix, that's just your electronic form. Your body is still in the chair. So. Well,
it goes back to also what is it? What the mind perceives, the body believes.
Right.
When the mind believes it has died, the body goes through a process.
Really?
Yeah.
Right. So you have to have a really strong mind to be part of these projects, and they go through very strict special diets with neurotropic enhancers, and they have to be really physically fit to do this. And you know, so there's a lot of variables, you know, in being one of these people. But the mind, you know, like he said, makes it real. And so it's more of a belief system and a connection system that you have with your astral and all the light bodies that you could mention. It's about having a good connection with that and being able to tell what's real and what's not real, because there's some people that never come back because they forget and they get trapped in these states of programs and these other states of, you know, it might go wrong and they just might, you know, end up, you know, walking away and forgetting where they really came from and start a new life somewhere.
Makes you wonder if something like that happens through reincarnation.
It does.
It's almost like they hijacked the reincarnation system in a sense by doing this.
Yes. Yeah.